Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with a love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is going to be a he said, she said spread, which basically means I'm going to be asking a few questions from your perspective and the perspective of your person. The first question I'm going to be asking is how you see this person, perceive this person, or think about this person. The second question is how do you feel about this person, or what kind of feelings do they inspire inside of you? The third question is what are your desires or intentions for this connection? And the fourth question is, how are you going to be moving forward within this connection? I'm going to be asking all of the same questions of your person. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join this community, and become an official sunflower. All right, let's get started. This deck will be your voice, Leo. This deck will be the voice of your person. If you align with one side more than the other, you can go ahead and switch sides if you need to. Energy is fluid. All right. How does Leo see the person on their mind, the person that they are romantically connected to at this time, the person on their mind at the time of this reading? How do they see, perceive, or think about that person? How does Leo see, perceive, or think about the person on their mind at this time? We have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. And I'm going to go through each answer, but I'm just going to pull all the cards first. How does Leo feel about this person, or what kinds of feelings does this person inspire within Leo? How does Leo feel about this person? The Ten of Wands and the Queen of Cups. All right. What are Leo's desires for this connection? What does Leo want from this connection with this person? Ooh, I think that's too many. I'm going to take, well, you know what? We got the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. I'll just take them all. And the Four of Cups. Okay. You got a lot to say. You want a lot from this connection to this person. What are Leo's next steps within this connection? How is Leo moving forward within this connection? How is Leo? Oh, once again, we got a big chunk out. I'm not going to take all of these. I'm not taking all of those. I'll take 3. And we have an overall energy of the Ace of Swords, clarity, confirmation, communication. All right. You know what? I see these cards. I'm going to put these back. I'm just going to take 3. That's too many. That's too many. But I see them. I see them. The message, I promise you, it doesn't really change that much, but that's just too many cards. All right, and let's talk about your person. How does this person see, perceive, or think about Leo? What is this person's perception of Leo at this time? What is this person's perception of Leo at this time? We have the Page of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Star. How does this person feel about Leo? Or what kind of feelings does Leo inspire within this person? We have the King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. All right. What are this person's desires or intentions for this connection with Leo? What do they want out of this connection with Leo? We have the Ten of Cups, the Temperance card. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we also have the Two of Wands, but anything more than 3, I'm just going to start putting it back because it's too much. All right. I usually don't get this many cards. Honestly, you guys are both very expressive today. All right. And last but not least, what are this person's next steps in regards to this connection with Leo? How are they moving forward in this connection with Leo? How are they going to move forward? We have the Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups, with the overall energy is like the Hierophant here. So for the first question, how do you see, perceive, or think about this person? We have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. What that's telling me here is that there was something that happened between you where somebody was humiliated, embarrassed, ashamed, and it called into question the commitment that this person had for you. Okay, there's some reason why you might now doubt that this person is actually committed to you, actually wants what you want, actually wants to be in relationship with you. There's something like maybe you're afraid to be embarrassed by this person or humiliated by this person, or they already embarrassed or humiliated you through their actions or something they did, something they said. I don't know exactly what happened. I just feel like now you're not sure if this person is totally set or settled on you. Like maybe they cheated or something. Maybe you caught them liking pictures on socials. It doesn't even have to be some big, huge thing. It's just something that knocks your confidence enough to where you feel like you're not sure if this person is really down for you the way you thought they were before. Okay. Once your loyalty comes into question with a person, it's really hard to win that back. And I feel like that's where you are right now. You want to be with this person in a sense, but you're not sure if they can earn your loyalty back. We have the 10 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. You love this person a lot. Okay. You have a lot of love feelings for this person. You might have unconditional love feelings for this person. You might want to help them. You might want to support them. You might want to be there for them. You might want to continue giving to them emotionally. But I do see you being exhausted. You're tired. You feel like something has to end. Something has to change. Some sort of chapter in this book that you guys are writing together has to come to a close. It's time to move on from the past. That's how you feel. You just feel like whatever's happening right now or whatever feelings that you have right now are overwhelming. It's too much. It's exhausting. It's burdensome. It's also maybe this person isn't taking as much responsibility or accountability as they should be, and they're putting it kind of all on you. If this person has a tendency to like put the ball in your court all the time, and what I mean by that is, it's like, well, I told you I was willing to do the work. I told you I was ready to change. I told you I wanted to be with you, but this is up to you now. This is your choice. So if we don't make it, if we don't end up together, right? It's because you don't want this to happen. And then you start to feel that guilt and that shame, like, oh, am I tearing my family apart? Or am I like risking a relationship that's actually good for me? Or is this something that I really want? They're basically putting all the responsibility of reconciling or coming together or doing better onto you in a way, or that's how you feel about that. All right. What are your desires or intentions when it comes to this relationship? Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Page of Cups. You want to come back together, especially or specifically for those of you guys who have children together. The Page of Cups is kind of like the child card. But also, I just feel like if you don't have kids together, you want to come back together and you want things to be light and fun again. You don't want them to be so serious. You don't want things to feel so heavy. You don't want anybody to feel like, I don't know, overwhelmed by their emotions for the other person. You just want to have fun. You want to bring that kind of sexual energy or that sexual chemistry back, that passion. You want to reignite that. That's really your highest hopes and desires for this relationship, is that one day you can get back to a place where you guys are having fun together again, where you guys are enjoying each other's company again, where you can play, where you can laugh, where it can be light. I don't know if how you feel now truly reflects your desires, right? You might be thinking, I don't want that. They hurt me so bad, or they put me through so much stuff, or nothing ever changes. But really what you want is to be happy with this person. You want a happy home life. You want a good sex life. You want to be able to talk to this person and enjoy being around them. But it's a hard thing to do now because you just feel so emotionally exhausted by whatever has transpired or whatever has come to pass. Now, what I will say, you guys, is these readings aren't necessarily about what's already happened. It's more about what energy you are in right now and what could potentially happen in the future. So while I can't see exactly what happened between you two, I just know that it's caused you enough stress or enough overwhelm to exhaust you emotionally. And you just want to forget about it. You just want to get to a place where you're not thinking about it. What are your next steps in this connection? We have the Moon, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think you're still open to this. I don't think that you really want this person to understand or to know just how much you want to be with them. I think you have a strong desire for this person still, but it just makes you feel a little bit silly to still want them. I'm not sure how big of or small of a deal this might have been, but I just feel like you want to take things slowly. You're open, but you're not totally, it's not a 100% yes. Basically, you want to keep your feelings for them suppressed, because you want to see what's actually going to happen. This expression that I use is like you give people enough rope to hang themselves, which might be inappropriate for some. So I apologize if you guys feel like that's inappropriate, but that's exactly what I feel like you're going to do, is you're going to give them enough space to either make it up to you or to make a mistake or to show that they don't actually care. Like, you want to give them space. You also want them to give you space. And you also want them to make progress over time, to not stop moving forward, to not stop trying to reconcile or fix this. I also feel like you're willing to take baby steps. You understand that whatever relationship you have with this person is valuable to you, and that you're pretty much willing to do whatever it takes to come back together. I honestly feel like in your heart, you don't know if you could ever truly, totally move on from what happened. You just know you're always going to love this person. So it's like, it's worth it for you to try. Okay. Now let's talk about how this person sees, thinks about, or perceives you, Leo. We got the King of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Star. They feel like you, they see you as somebody who is very confident, very powerful, very in your own energy, very much someone who marches to the beat of their own drum. They see you as somebody who is passionate, driven, highly motivated, highly determined to be successful. And they also feel like you're the kind of person that they want to be with. Like you inspire them in a way, like they look up to you in a way. And even though you got it going on, even though you're successful, however that shows up, however that manifests in your life, even though you feel like you're solid, you know who you are, you still have that playful, youthful energy, right? Because you're a fire sign, Leo. And I feel like that never really goes away. I'm also a fire sign. I feel like that never really goes away for fire signs. We always have this kind of youthful vigor that keeps us going, even when we do have a lot of responsibilities, or even when we are feeling very like we need to be the leader, we need to step up, we need to be in charge. I feel like this person feels like you are, like they see you as a really good leader, or a really strong person to follow, or just somebody who to aspire to be more like. Okay, you inspire this person, definitely. All right, now how does this person feel about you, Leo? We have the King of Cups, and we also have the Two of Pentacles. So a synchronicity here is this Two of Pentacles. So anytime I see the same card on both sides, it's a synchronicity, and that means that this is kind of the common energy that exists between you guys. The Two of Pentacles is an energy of not being sure where you stand, or attempting to learn balance, like not realizing that life isn't so black and white, realizing that there's a lot of gray that exists, realizing that you have to find the balance in between two things. But it can also indicate a lack of commitment and decision, and just being in an energy of not being sure which way you want to go, or sure which thing you want to choose. With that coming out with the King of Cups, somebody is doubting your emotional connection to them. Something I would also like to point out is that the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, right? That's a match. You guys feel like you are well matched. You guys might feel like you have some sort of spiritual connection, or you guys are like soulmates, or have some sort of like deep, deep spiritual tie to each other. And I would say that you guys are well matched in a sense. Like I said, I don't know what happened, but I would say you guys are well matched. You guys are very, very compatible. Okay. I just feel like they don't know if they should continue investing emotionally, because they don't know how you feel. That's how I feel. It's like they have a lot of feelings for you, but they're not sure if it would just be a waste to continue emotionally investing in the situation, where they're not sure how you feel about it. Okay. To them, you're like a dream come true. They have very strong feelings for you, but they're just not sure. So what do they want? Their desires, their intentions. We have the 10 of Cups, the 14, the Temperance card, and the Queen of Pentacles. Their desire is to be somebody who can show up for you, who's supportive, or to be supported by you. I'm not sure who the feminine is in this situation. I'm also not sure who the masculine is in this situation. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. It just matters about, like, if you're on this side, you're on this side. If you're on this side, you're on that side. This side, this person, I feel like they just want to get to a place where you guys can also be happy again, but not just happy, but like really, really putting in the work, really taking your time, really healing and reconciling. It's not necessarily about sweeping anything under the rug. It's more about like putting in the work to get things done. I feel like I said, your energy here is very similar on both sides. The only exception to that would be the Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups talks about soulmate kind of energy, past life lovers, friends, very dear social connections, and children as well. We also have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups talks about being emotionally unfulfilled in some way, shape, or form, about walking away from something that no longer meets your emotional needs, going off in search of something else. So this person is willing, to me, to walk away from the past. I would say that I'm not sure if they're as dedicated to actually putting the work in as you might be. It's almost kind of like, for them, they're looking to just leave the past in the past. And that's typical for people who like maybe do some sort of slight in a relationship, or make a mistake, or make a huge mistake. And then it's kind of like, well, I've moved on. Can't you move on too? But they're not the ones who got hurt. Maybe what they did happened a long time ago. Like, you know how sometimes you can find out something about somebody that you're with that happened like maybe in the early stages. Let's say you guys were first getting together, and you recently, like, you guys have been together for years, and you recently found out maybe something that you suspected was true, maybe something that would have broken you up at the beginning of their relationship they denied it. They made you feel like, oh no, there's no way that could happen. No way that's true. I'm thinking about Taylor from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives right now. You know, I don't know if anybody watches that show, but she was with this guy and she had these suspicions that something had happened early in their relationship, but he denied it, denied it, right? And then it got to a point where the truth came out. And it's like, well, how do you trust that person? Yeah, he was only telling a lie or denying it because he felt like he didn't want to break up with Taylor. He didn't want to be without Taylor. But at the same time, how can you trust somebody who founded your entire relationship on a lie? Your trust was built on a lie. So once that foundation crumbles, it's like, I don't know what else we have left. That's how I feel about this person. It's like, whatever they did it in the past. They want to leave the past in the past, however recent or however far away it was, because they felt like their intentions at the time were good, or like they didn't mean to do you any harm. So let's just leave it there. You're not a sweep it under the rug kind of person though. You're like, you need to show up for me. You need to put in the work. And they're like, well, can't we just like be happy again? You guys both want to be happy again. You guys both have very strong feelings for each other, but you're just not sure if this is actually going to work or if this is something that you guys can actually move forward from. So what I'm going to do here, let's pull it in the Shadows Oracle here. I'm just going to shuffle it a couple times because I forgot to shuffle it before I got started. So in the Shadows Oracle deck, we're going to get a few last thoughts and words from your person, the person on your mind. All right. One more. We just want to wrap this up here. All right. Any last thoughts or feelings from the person on Leo's mind, the person that they are currently romantically connected to in regards to the spread here? Any last words or thoughts from this person? Okay. Y'all see the way that these cards are flipping out? Sometimes I hear your voice. They think about you a lot. They spend a lot of time. Yeah. They spend a lot of time thinking about you. I can still see you standing there. Yes, it is too late. And I need to focus on my healing. What this is telling me that this person understands that there's a part of you that might never forgive them. There's a part of you that will stay stuck on this. I don't know how long you guys have been trying to work through this issue or overcome this obstacle, but a part of them might feel like they're emotionally checked out. Like there's nothing else they can do or say to prove to you that they're sorry or that they didn't mean it or that it was a mistake and that you guys can move on. That's what I'm getting from them. This, yes, it is too late. Or maybe, yes, it is too late to turn back the hands of time and make a different decision. And maybe that's what they're trying to get you to understand. Like, I can't go back and change it. But even when people say that, there's a level of ego there, as if it's like, well, you're just supposed to accommodate their misdeeds simply because they can't go back and undo it. They should have never did it in the first place, whatever this represents. I just feel like they might feel like it's too late for you guys, or like it's just too much to overcome, or like the divide between you is too big. And I think, to be honest, it's because they're a little lazy. And I think also maybe they understand how much you would require of them if you were to give them another chance. This is what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll be with you next time.